right, welcome to the second episode of Risen from Chaos podcast, where we discuss all things World of Warcraft and things related to our guild. I'm the episode host, Jay or Senpaiba. If anyone else wants to announce who will be speaking.
My name's Darren, aka Slangin. I be banging them thangins.
Oh shit. My name's Minnie, aka Dylan. I'm chilling like a villain.
I'm Daryl.
Just-
That's it.
Actually,
Daryl.
sterile? That's not it.
That's
not
it. That's all that is.
It's like I'm Daryl and I don't play feral.
No.
Like
Let's not rhyme mine. Just leave mine alone.
All right. Well, I guess we'll get right into it. Talk about how raid went for the guild this weekend. We did the normal sepulture. I think Friday night went really well. We downed what around eight bosses. I think it was something along those lines.
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, I know we cleared all the way up to Anduin. I think that sounds about right.
Yep.
And then I know Saturday was a different story. We had a little bit less, and we got through Anduin, and then as soon as we got to, was it Rigalon or Rigalon, whatever it is, we just had a lot of issues with pugs. We had this Death Knight tank that kept pulling in the what's it called, the Quasars, whatever it is.
Oh,
He was a necrolord in there.
Yeah. Whenever he did his covenant ability, he would just grip them all in, and it would just be like doing constant damage to the whole entire party.
Fuck, should have kicked him.
Yeah, it was tough. You know what's crazy is that after he did that, he blamed Darren. He was like, we're dying because your rogue is like doing, or no, I think, what is it? I said like, you just tell me who to kick and I'll kick, and they were like, okay, the rogue's slinging, and I was like, no, he's one of the boys. And like literally the next pull, Darren was like, what? You were like, what, top 3 for DPS? But the
Yeah.
DPS still rushed.
It's crazy how much damage you can do when you like don't get blown up.
Yeah, it's just the little things in World of Warcraft that makes you laugh on how toxic everyone is. Where like it's usually the person that's the most toxic is the person that's the problem. I think the only person I've seen that's far and few between from that is usually Christian. Christians usually, if he is going off on a tangent, it's because he has every right to be.
Yeah, agreed.
But
Seeing Christian loses shit for like nothing on pugs.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say the raid went pretty well. Anduin is always going to be a tough fight regardless. But next week we get to start heroics, so that'll be a big turn of events for the guild. I think we definitely have the damage to get pretty far. I mean, it's gonna be what, Castle Nathria? That's gonna be pretty easy for us.
yeah, because we one-nighted that one, didn't we?
We did, yeah, we did.
We flew through it, and like half the people didn't really know like any of the fights.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
We got to keep it in the guild.
trying. Recruiting's hard right now. The
I
new
know.
expansion hasn't hit just yet.
but they did just place down that free situation, so I bet you there's a lot of people that are going to be joining pretty soon.
What free situation?
I saw something about through XYZ time, Shadowlands will be free before the expansion comes out, and that's just
What?
a base model. Yeah, I'll get it up.
Oh, I saw that on Reddit today too.
Yeah,
I
so I think
hope
that
I
they're
get a refund for my subscription then.
right. No, I had seen I was just doing a raid with a pug group, and the person said, "Oh, I just joined like 2 days ago." I have no idea what I'm doing, but I just got this for free, and I just kind of lost my shit a little bit.
Yeah. I've been funneling +2 mythic keys to get Valor, and what I've been doing is I'll take 4 out of the 5 people to be relatively geared, and the 5th person I'll pick someone that's extremely low, and I'll just message them like, hey, just FYI, like we're pretty geared, so we're gonna be pulling pretty heavily, so just be ready for that. And I'm fine. Like they usually, they die a few times, but there's always that 1 or 2 players that just like goes after them, and it's like it's a +2. Like we're not hurting to not time it, and if we don't, what's the worst that can happen?
It's just for
Yeah.
Valor.
Yep.
And as a guild, we do that regularly, so we don't really care very often.
We're not pushing the
Yeah.
key.
No, there's no issue with that. Yeah. I just always find that funny. And, even through a +2, you can still find that toxicity.
Angry people.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring onto my next talking point. I actually found this article probably like 6 months ago. It's just an article on guild stereotypes, and I thought it'd be funny because it reminds me of I don't know if any of you guys ever watched that show, the Guild. So when that first aired, I was raiding in Wrath of Lich King, and for every person in that show, there was something in our guild that represented that, and it was a really good way for us to kind of kind of blend reality with the video game. So I just thought it'd be fun to kind of go through these descriptions and see which person we think is which, even if they're not here or not. So
Such a good webtoon or YouTube webtoon. And
oh
at the end
yeah,
of the
it's
day,
such a good series. It really is. And I forget her name, the redhead. That was the show that started.
Felicia Day.
Yes, that was the show
Yeah.
that started her acting career. Yeah.
I know. God, thank you. I enjoy this.
Yeah,
Let's
that was.
go.
I think they have it on Netflix now. I think.
Here, give me 30. Okay, continue your thing.
Okay, so the first stereotype. I mean, we only have one real guild leader, I guess, but the description is laid back leader. It says the laid back leader may or may not possess any actual leadership skills, but they always possess oodles of charisma. Everyone in the guild loves them, and more often than not, this fact is the only thing that holds the guild together in times of trouble. If they quit or stop playing the game, things fall apart quite quickly, which is strange because to the casual observer, it looks like they do fairly little actual work for the guild anyway.
Daryl, you're not necessarily laid back, is
I
this?
would not say no.
It's not Daryl. It's
What?
no. Okay, you are the leader. Don't zero discrediting any of this. I think my component to this is the laid back person. We know that you do a lot of things in the background, but if just a second.
I mean, I'd probably
Where's this
say
going?
I'm enjoying seeing her walk this line.
Sorry. No, I don't. That stereotype doesn't necessarily fit you, Daryl. Is what I'm saying.
yeah, I can level with that. I can say you're the leader, but I feel like in terms of like officers and guild leaders included, I feel like Chris is like the laid back one.
Because I don't give two fucks. I'm here
I
to
feel
manage.
like Christian and Craig are super laid back.
Yeah,
I'm the one to manage the guild bank. That's my life. That's all I care about.
I forget Christian's an officer.
Is he now?
I know.
I really do.
I forgot that he was.
We're all pretty laid back.
Yeah, we are.
Actually, all of us are.
The next description is the quiet wingman or wingwoman. Okay, so the laid back leader
what?
the quiet
Daryl,
wingman
I'm gonna
or
send you.
wingwoman.
Give me a second. Sorry, Jay. I'm sending
Hey,
Daryl exactly what we're talking about.
Oh, you
Okay,
already
go ahead,
found it?
Jay. I watched it as a teenager.
Oh, okay, yeah. The laid back leader may or may not be doing any actual work, but if they are, it's because they can rely on their quiet wingman or woman to do so. This person is probably an officer, but doesn't have to be, and is usually quiet during social gatherings. But they are also listening and taking note of what's going on. They are the person the guild leader can go to if they need help, and will often serve as the guild website administrator. In short, they do all the boring jobs that nobody else can be bothered with, and for some strange reason, they seem to enjoy it.
Me.
Yeah, like sorting the bank, right?
Yeah.
Me. Fucking just straight up
Yeah.
me.
No,
Doing the
okay,
boring shit.
All
Is
right,
that
all right.
is that the rogue? Not the rogue, the archer.
No, this is some like it's Going Commando. It's some guild stereotype website forum. It honestly looks like a blog spot. Yeah, it is a blog spot. So it's not based off the actual guild TV show. I was trying to find something, a description of those specific people, but I couldn't. Because there's a few that definitely hit head on the nail on that one. But we should honestly just have a guild watch party of the guild. TV show.
I will stream it.
Yeah, we should honestly bring that back of just having like TV show, even if it's in the background, just having like a TV show or something like that. But okay, next one, the passionate guy or girl. The passionate guy or girl only ever wants what's best for the guild, but unfortunately, they frequently find themselves disagreeing with the leadership about exactly what that is. It's not that they like to argue, but they are just so damn passionate about their opinions. Their frequent headbutting can get tiresome to the officers. Through the rest of the guild secretly enjoys reading the rants on the forum, but at least it keeps them on their toes and prevents them from being too apathetic. I don't know if there's anyone in the guild that necessarily represents this. I know, I would say Patrick disagreed with leadership, but he didn't know what was best for the guild.
Yeah, but he doesn't even exist to us anymore, so.
Fuck Patrick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you said the name.
Yeah.
That's like the only thing I can think of when I think of it, because we really haven't had any opposition to the guild leader, officers, or anything. Like we've honestly, we're very, I don't know, democratic guild. We kind of vote on things and come to agreements.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have passionate, but we don't have like I'm gonna stick my feet in the ground and just be like no, 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 no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have asshole passionate.
Okay, I'm gonna skip this one, the cheerleader. I'm reading over it, and I don't think there's anyone that is like that peppy in our guild that represents that. But the next one, this one's gonna be hard to decipher. The class clown. So the class clown is the life of the party, chattering away endlessly on voice chat and always saying and doing silly things that makes other members laugh or roll their eyes. They might be loved by everyone or might be a divisive figure that seriously gets on everyone's nerves. However, everyone can agree that the guild wouldn't be the same without their shenanigans. Having multiple class clowns in the room frequently leads to hilarity.
Dylan.
Yeah, I was gonna say mini.
I was gonna say
Many.
Yeah.
There's multiple, so I would
Yeah.
say Dylan, just in
Mhm.
terms of the hilarity, where there's a lot of humor. There's not necessarily an annoyance. Sorry, there is no annoyance. Sorry, let me rephrase that. But Dylan, you bring the life to the party.
like
So
me, Darren, and Alex.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys have a pretty solid comedic chemistry. I feel like
I think Christian's hilarious.
Christian's a dry humor. He's a dry.
Christian's a class clown, but he makes jokes that makes you feel like you're going to hell if you're gonna laugh.
They're very mature jokes, including his team names. As what is it?
Yeah.
Salad Tossier again. Oh, I miss that name.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I can't think of any others that kind of fit that category. I mean, back in the day, Brian would have a few one-liners every now and then.
Brian's still here. He's not gone.
He's not.
Brian is.
He's gonna come back. I know we probably mentioned it in the last episode too, but we're gonna keep mentioning it.
We cannot. No, Brian is still here. Brian is with us in heart until he's back in next season. But
Yes.
Brian is still fucking here.
And in Dragonflight, we pray.
He will be here.
All
Brian,
right.
our boy.
Oh boy. The next one we have is the hardcore guy or girl. So the hardcore guy or girl is a great asset to the guild when he or she function well. They know all the strats, play their class perfectly, and are always prepared for the next raid. They naturally gravitate towards a leadership position simply because they want to get things done and are willing to do their part and more. Depending on how willing the rest of the guild is going along with their efforts, they might lead it to new heights of greatness or get frustrated by the lack of success.
Christian.
Christian.
Yeah.
But I also see Ethan.
Yup.
Yeah, well, Ethan's nice about it because I can't tell you how many times I've had like I'm listing a key and Christian joins and I'm like, okay, cool, and like one of the pucks fucks up and like Christian just leaves and I'm like, yeah, that's fair. They messed up.
You know you did something wrong when like Christian just leaves.
Yeah.
So,
Or
we
when
love
you get a
Christian.
letter from a random person throughout the realm saying, hey, this one guy in your guild.
Oh my god.
What?
That was funny. So one day I logged on and I got mail and I was like, okay, whatever. So I checked my mail and it's from somebody on our realm just saying that like named Christian's tune and was like, hey, like I did a key with this guy and he left right before the last boss and I just I think he should be reported and I think he should be having a stern talking to basically. And I was like, who does that? It's like he literally found his guild master, me, and mailed me his like complaint about Christian.
Karen.
That's the depths of like what WoW pugging is.
Yeah.
It was so funny. I was like, I sent it to Christian, and I was like, "What have you been doing?" He was like, "Well, I'm sorry that everybody in this game is incompetent." And I was like, "Okay."
He's the best. We enjoy him.
And it took you 3 bosses to fucking figure that out.
Yeah.
So I think Peter should get an honorable mention just playing their class perfectly and like stepping to leadership positions.
Yeah. I was thinking that
And
too.
being a positive dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I haven't seen him get frustrated like that.
I
But
mean, we don't deserve Peter. He's like
don't.
perfect raid caller, and like even if he goofs up, he goes, oh, that's okay, we got it. You know, like he's so nice about it.
He'll show a cat
He's an
picture
angel.
instead. He's an angel. He is a gem.
Great roommate he's got too.
Yes.
Are we
She was
gonna like not
on.
to mention the fact that he was in his roommate / girlfriend's guild and then was like, you know what, I like you guys better because you guys are more chill, and then leaves her guild and comes and joins us.
Well,
He's
yeah.
He is.
Which I mean, it's nothing to harp on our guild either. I mean, we raided with them over the weekend, and they were absolutely nice to us. I mean, we would wipe, and they would just be like, okay, let's wipe it up and try again.
Aw.
Yeah, it was a good experience. But
that wasn't their guild.
I thought it was.
No, that was Dream's guild.
Whose dream?
Got
The guild we raided with.
Oh, well, I totally told Chris that we raided with our guild. They were nice. She was like, oh, okay.
No, he's in our Discord. His name's Dream. He also has a tune in our guild, and
Okay. Well,
Craig raided with him a few times. I was like, yeah, they're really nice, and
I definitely goofed that one up. That's on me.
You fucked up.
Okay. Yeah. Well. So next one is the one trick pony. The one trick pony is a member who is extremely focused on a single part of the game and only participates in that one activity to the exclusion of all else. Whether
Brad wanting his mounts.
Yes. Yes.
I thought someone was gonna say me for PvP, but that's fine.
Was going to.
All of us. I mean, you have the mythics, you have PvP, you have pets, you have.
You have one specific class.
Yeah.
I do, yeah.
So Brad, in terms of mount hunting.
Yeah.
Daryl, I want to say you for PvP. Jay, you're a second close.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm good at PvP.
But no, I meant like the obsession. It's not necessarily the one trick pony.
It's because I drag him with me. Like he doesn't have a choice, you know.
Darren, you're too versatile to be a class.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Craig.
That sounds like Elvis.
Craig,
Thank you very much.
you switch in between DPS and healing.
I've tried to try other classes, and I can't do
know.
it. I keep get dragged back to Lygosa.
No, Daryl, I am one trick pony in terms of Breeze. So
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
and I'm well aware of that, but I'm not. I don't think I'm one trick pony in terms of like Brad with all of his achievement points.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
How
goodness,
many does he have?
literally.
Oh, so
A
many.
lot.
'Cause I'm up to like 16,000.
You are nowhere near Brad.
He
am I?
has 18,000.
Oh no, his
And,
Brad,
but
no,
Ethan has
no,
way
no,
more.
Daryl, stop.
Ethan has a lot.
Ram, his mage has
Yeah,
22.
has 18. No,
Has
it's
22.
8.
Nope,
No, I'm looking at his mage.
fucking gonna share my screen.
Okay.
We gotta tag him in the
Girl fight.
Discord.
I think Ethan has the most achievement
Nope,
points.
looking. Look at my screen.
Jonesy.
Okay, I'm looking.
Brad. 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 Brad.
Brad.
Okay, so he's got 100 more than Ethan.
But he's still beating Ethan. So
Oh,
Brad.
Okay.
No, like, oh, it's Neon. He doesn't count.
Yeah, Neon's like, bleh. He doesn't even hang out with us anymore.
He's still on though.
He is, yeah. Neon just lives and breathes WoW. It's not fair. He does it for a living.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, I'm done now.
Peter
Okay.
has a lot
I'm
too.
not sitting on my high horse anymore.
All right.
So bad.
The next one we have, which I feel like could apply to quite a few in the guild, is the Quiet Soldier. We all know this type. Always shows up for a raid on time and is generally reliable. As a bonus, they make few demands from leadership as long as they're allowed to keep following their usual routine. They don't talk much other than hi and bye every evening. Most guilds are lucky to have a couple of these quiet soldiers to bolster their ranks.
Everyone.
Ethan.
Yeah, this is me for
Brian.
a while. I feel like.
I would
Yeah, this
say
is Darren and Brian.
definitely Brian. Yeah, I mean, like if we want to think of the most quietest soldier, I would think of that one guy in our guild, Litmole. He's been in
Oh
our
my god,
guild.
Jeremy.
Yeah,
I know he's been there forever.
He doesn't say anything
Who's
ever.
that?
Yeah.
He doesn't say
Who?
anything.
Who's that?
It's amazing.
He's like a
Oh,
mage in our guild.
Jeremy Airy, is he still
Yes. Yeah, he
still
plays that
plays.
mage in our guild.
He just logs on, does his thing, and then just logs out. That's just
But does he show
I
up
know
to
he
raid?
never says anything.
No,
Like the last time I think he said something was like 2 seasons ago, and he was like, "Yeah, I'd love to do mythics with you guys," and he never did.
I
was
think
gonna say-
another quiet soldier would be Jess too when she shows up to raid.
Yeah,
Yep.
she does.
Yeah.
True, yeah, she's quiet. But it's because she doesn't have a mic, so it's like she has no choice, you know?
But she shows up. One of the criteria for this was shows up to raid.
Yeah, Brad too. Brad doesn't really have a mic.
Yeah, Brad, Darren, you're getting more vocal, so I can't say that as much anymore.
Okay.
You guys are growing on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Brian. But Brian?
Yeah.
Come back.
Brian only chimes in when we're fucking up on a mythic, and he'll just be like, "You guys need to do this."
True.
But he is calm about it until
He
he
is.
gets
He
pissed off.
is.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not an asshole.
Miss Brian. Come back, Brian.
We missed you, Brian. We miss your beast mastery hunter OP skills.
No, we get it.
We
Justin
miss-
wants to suck your dick again, so.
I wouldn't mind watching.
Wait,
I
wait, what?
It
I
better
will
be
be in there too. I'll be watching. 'Cause Brian walked me through all the original
Wait, what?
Shadowlands dungeons. Yes, you heard that, Jay. I was the one that bought Brian's way
That's
to
true.
this guild.
I was the one that taught Brian mythics back in
I
BFA.
I was the one that brought him to this guild, aka
That's
bought
true.
him.
It's
bought
true.
him.
I introduced him to my mythic addiction and became an inhibitor.
He will be
But-
back.
All right, the last one is the awkward guy or girl. So the awkward guy or girl sticks out like a sore thumb, where the rest
Magic
of the players,
Venom.
He's not in this guild anymore.
He's not in the guild anymore.
Daryl,
I kicked him out.
Still so many conversations about that.
Where the rest of the guild is fairly united in their attitudes towards the game and other players, the awkward girl or guy is loud, brash, and maybe just plain annoying. That sounds like Venom.
But we can't say that anymore.
He's not in the guild. Yeah, yeah. We don't really have anyone that's kind of. I mean, Venom kind of raised the bar. I mean, he really set the tone for being awkward.
Let me go back to this not safe for work shit.
He really enjoyed his impression of Sean Connery.
He did.
He did for the longest of time.
Venom was a character. He was.
He was an interesting.
Venom was fucked.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he's gonna be listening to this podcast and just like crying, wiping his tears away at the tissue.
Did you? Oh no, I just accidentally made it small.
I remember he being as geared as my mage when he was raiding with us, and his DPS was like auto attacks only.
It's yeah.
It would add more health to the boss. Like, let's be real.
Negative DPS.
Shit, all of our not safe for work friends are Brad, Jay, Brian, and Brad again.
Jesse
has barely done anything, so I have no like awkward friends.
Maybe not recently, but
he's the one that asked for that channel too, wasn't he?
Who? No, it was a combination of friends. Was it just him? It was Jay and everyone else.
I was pretty sure it was Neon wholeheartedly who like started the fight.
It was Neon because he would literally join our guild meeting every time and just say, "Hey, can we just add a not safe for work chat?" And I was like, "No." Next, and then finally I just gave up. I was like, "Fine, you can have it."
Jay, it's you with your wiener blizzard.
Oh yeah, the blizzard. Yeah.
It's you. Blizzard is God damn it. I need you to leave.
Listen, I have memes for all categories of life.
I don't need that. So I don't know if we have this for the guild currently. Hi, Elliot.
All right. Well, that was the last one of who's what from the guild. I'd like to dive into our favorite portion, the lore, to kind of wrap up the podcast because we're closing in on time. We can extend it a little bit since we have just like the 5 of us. So I want to kind of go over. I couldn't think of anything in particular lore-wise, unless anyone wants to bring up a debate that's on the top of their mind. I was just going to go over plot holes. It's my favorite topic for lore, just because Blizzard has amazing writing, so it's extremely hard to find plot holes. That's 100% satire. But I went to a Reddit page that's going over the plot holes, and this person said Jaina was going to flood all of Orgrimmar with water elementals using the focusing iris artifact. While she stopped then, the iris is later stolen and almost used to drain all of the magic from Azeroth's blade lines to a single point. This is also stopped, and the iris is locked up in Dalaran. It's clearly capable of amplifying power to a huge degree, and Jaina is a good guy in current content. So maybe we could bring it out for the whole jailer debacle. So I guess, now that we've kind of gotten past that, the question is more so, why didn't we use the focusing iris for the jailer debacle?
Was it able to be brought in?
That's a good question. Yeah.
To the Shadowlands?
I mean, if Tarande can yeet herself into Shadowlands, I'm sure we could yeet the focusing iris as well. But that's just my assumption.
I don't know.
I feel like if we are to go down the rabbit hole of what if to beat the jailer, there's way too many artifacts and pieces from previous. I mean, like what happened? What's the current state of the Dragon Soul right now?
Ooh, good point.
I mean,
was it drained of power after Deathwing?
I don't know. I know that the Dragon Aspects put portions of their power into it to defeat Deathwing, but what happened after it is beyond my knowledge, at least. But it is a good question of, you have the jailer who's like this worldly entity that puts Azeroth in question. And you mean to tell me the only way that we can combat it is, some champions from Azeroth and our 4 set legendary pieces? There's no like pure artifact piece that we can use to just, zap him away.
Trying to make sense of Shadowlands stuff as it pertains to like everything else that they have just gives me a headache.
Yeah, agreed.
It is a lot, yeah. Come on, let's see. Another user said, similarly, the Vindicar can send down giant lasers to assist ground troops as an airborne borderline orbital artillery, but it's completely missing from the Battle for Lordaeron, or during the War of Thorns March, or Dizarlor. I always pronounce that wrong, or any of the old god attacks in Pandaria or Oldhim. There's no lore indication that it's not able to join, since Terralion and other Lightforge readily and easily enlist in the Alliance, indicating that they can travel to and from it. So I guess that's another question of, we saw in Legion the lasers from the Vindicar. Why are we only using that in Legion? So
Never played Legion.
I can't imagine that we could even bring that to Shadowlands though, to battle that logic though. I mean, it never really was glossed over like what we can bring into Shadowlands, because we just jump into this like swirling abyss and then, poof, we're in Shadowlands.
Yeah, I never played Legion, so I can't actually answer this or played the true storyline.
It's a good. I went through it afterwards after the expansion, and it was a pretty solid storyline through and through.
Okay, that's gonna be my next character then. Playing
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I did the mage class hall storyline, and I was really impressed from beginning to end with it. So
okay,
the class hall stuff in Legion was so good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
literally leveled and like did the class hall story of every class just to get the class mounts.
Okay, that'll be my next sit down situation.
Yeah, I just leveled far enough to get my fidget spinner for my mage, and that's about it.
Oh god.
Priests have their own flying mount. You should check it out.
Sweet. Okay, but answer Jay's actual question.
Yeah, I mean,
so I've always understood that, like, you know how Sylvanas ripped open the sky or whatever.
Right.
It's not that the Shadowlands is like above us, like in our sky, but it's like another realm, and she opened, I guess, an entrance into the realm, like ripped it open. So, not that I actually have any idea, but I don't think like the Vindicar, like a physical like vehicle like that, would be able to transfer into the realm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It would feel like a lot of overhaul to kind of push that through to begin with.
That thing definitely should have been there for BFA.
I think for BFA at least, maybe he didn't want to use that because it would have pushed into more extreme measures. Because it's pretty overwhelming. It really is. We've all seen it.
I mean, with Terralion on the throne, maybe he'll bring it into play for something.
But that and resources too, because I think they use like Argonite or some shit like that.
Right.
There's not a lot of that around anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't think it had enough resources to do anything.
Yeah, that's kind of a Blizzard writing style too, to like okay, Lightforge, you've served your purpose in the story, so we're just kind of gonna archive you for a later date, when it makes so much more sense just to kind of, even if they can't bring their big beacons of laser beams into the Shadowlands. I mean, I don't think I've seen any Lightforge in Shadowlands, like NPC wise at least.
Can they get in there? I wonder, actually.
That's a good question, actually. Yeah, because I haven't seen what Void Elves or Nightborn, or, I mean, not that I can think of.
You haven't seen them where? Sorry.
in Shadowlands at all.
My priest is like life force.
NPC wise.
Yeah, NPC.
Okay. Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense because it's like they introduced them in. Is it in Legion or BFA that they introduced the Light Forged?
Legion.
The end of Legion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't understand why we would have that in the story, and then Shadowlands happens, and they just it's almost like they just gloss over it. I mean, we haven't seen much Volpira either, or any of the allied races. I don't know. Just food for thought, you know.
I think one of the Sethralis, like the snake people from the Volpera zone.
Yeah.
One of them turned into like a Necrolord thing, I think. One of the quests like covers it.
Okay. I'll have to give that a look. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it's some like friendly snake person that like NPC that we quested for and then ended up dying.
You think they would include them more, and maybe I've just kind of glossed over it because I'm so busy going from quest to quest, but I don't remember seeing any allied races or any of that nature, but which that was kind of my hope from Dragonflight, was that they would do a revamp of the quests that we've grown so used to now to include the allied races, and then also kind of change them like they did in Cataclysm, so we could still have new content but an old content to reinvigorate players going back to the places that they've known to love.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I can see the potential for that with like the usurp potential of Terralion, and how did you guys read Before the Storm?
No, I did not.
Yeah,
So there's a part where they're looking for Sylvanas, so they come across some trolls that are just chilling out in like Zandalar, and Terralion makes chains of light to like hold this troll in place, and then Aurelia uses the void to like pierce her mind and like pull out any knowledge she might have. So it's like it shows the malevolent side of the light and like how it could be used like not in the best way.
Okay.
I mean, you've seen that with that one Naru we had to save, I guess, like the Mother of all Narus or whatever.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
I should try to force Illidan to do whatever he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Zera, I think.
Something like that.
Which that was probably one of the first instances we saw where the light is not always what it seems,
Oh yeah.
If you don't count Scarlet Monastery, of course.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
That never. That's
we could
way
go
too
into
old.
Scarlet Monastery history for like an hour, hour and a half at least.
That's way too old. We're no.
That's a fun lore to get into. We might just do that next episode.
Yeah.
It is actually kind of sad at the same time though, because it wasn't
It
always
is. Yeah, it is.
It be on sometimes.
Okay, let's go. Let's see. This is the this will be the last one that we go over before we cut it close. On the Shadowlands end of things, 4 known covenants of the Shadowlands and Azeroth mortals are all able to get into and out of the Maw as of patch 9.1. We have canonical portals to Orgrimmar and Stormwind, so why do we not march armies of the Horde Alliance into the Maw, Korthia, or Shadowlands, or to assist with Anima? We could make great use of this manpower in so many places, but they have to guard Orgrimmar and Stormwind? From what? The Quillbars or Defiance? ? That's a good point.
It is.
I could also see like paranoia, but that's just human standpoint, but not necessarily knowing where the rest of it comes from.
I mean, did the 4th war actually end?
Yeah, when Sylvanas left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But does the rest of the world know that?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean,
that's fair. Yeah.
We know it from the Shadowlands standpoint, where she is back in the Maw hunting for souls. But does the people that have suffered atrocities still know that. And so is the war still going? And is the war still in the two hands?
I believe the war ended when in the cinematic when she killed Sourfang and then talked down to you are all nothing. That
You're right.
the undead looked at her sideways.
Yeah, you're right.
But I know, isn't it? It's Glenn Greymane that's in charge of the Alliance while everyone's in Shadowlands, right?
Turalian.
Oh, is it
I
Turalian?
think. Yeah, we've been receiving mail from Turalian recently.
Okay, so I was gonna say if it's Glenn, it would make more sense as to him to be hesitant to send assistance. Especially knowing how he's so black and white when it comes to the factions.
Well, and he sent us on the mission to get the Black Rangers or to help out with some of the areas that had been affected by plague or whatever.
Okay.
He sent us out on the one that sent us to get the Dark Rangers from Undercity with Kalia Minthal.
Who's in charge of the Horde right now?
All of the leaders. It's
the Ethics Council.
Oh, that's right. It's a council. Right now. I wonder how long that's gonna last for.
I hope for a while because the Horde typically
they struggle with war chiefs.
They struggle with singular rulers.
Which is that kind of foreshadowing to draw our attention away from the Horde and to think that the Alliance might struggle with leadership now. I mean, we've seen Anduin have his struggle over control over his own self during Shadowlands.
Yeah, I think so.
It could be. It could be a fact that others might try and come up. He is struggling, but he's actually very vocal about it, which is kind of the interesting part compared to all the other rulers from the Horde.
Which, if I could add my little gripe on that too, the scene where Anduin broke free of his control over the jailer, it was his father Varian, and then it was Sourfang on the other side. So in terms of importance on Anduin's life, Sourfang has no relation or importance to Anduin. So why would Sourfang be on the other shoulder of Anduin? And then also why is it that they had to have this climactic moment where they show up and Anduin's like, okay, you guys are here, I'm gonna break free. That whole scene was just frustrating.
That felt a little forced. I think the community consensus is that it's more echoes of the souls that have wielded Charlemagne in the past, like how he gave the sword to Sourfang to duel Sylvanas.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah, I mean, they could have definitely built the control over Anduin for at least another expansion too.
I believe there was a patch that was cut out. We're supposed to have a Drust raid where Tyrande was the last boss and dealing with Elune and then get some Tauren lore in there as well.
That'd been kind of dope.
That would have been cool. I honestly, that'd been cool, but also I'm kind of hopeful that means that they're not done writing Tyrande because it felt like they're kind of rushing her demise. And they could definitely continue to build her up as I don't know what you call it, a superhero villain type deal, because we like her but we want to hate her type thing, I guess.
Anti-hero or
that's the term.
That's my queen. A
Deadpool. A Deadpool. Can I suggest her as a Deadpool and you still might like me because Deadpool's great?
Well, no one hates Deadpool.
Yeah, Deadpool's great.
Let it slide.
So does Ryan Reynolds.
I grew up with Tyrande, so all good. I love her. Is still my favorite.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is amazing.
Yes.
What are we talking about?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan, we switched this thing into Ryan Reynolds.
If I can throw one thing in there that I've been thinking about a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys familiar with the end time dungeon back from Cataclysm?
Was it Merzon at the end or whatever?
Yeah, the one where you click the hourglass and reverses time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that dungeon is called the End
Last
Time,
dungeon.
right?
Yeah.
And the bosses are Tyrande, Jaina, Bane, and Sylvanas.
Yeah.
And you can kind of say we're in the end time now, I guess, because all four of those people were prevalent going into Shadowlands, right? They're the ones that were
Yeah.
kidnapped,
Yeah.
or not so much Sylvanas' case, but at the end of that, it deals with Nor's Domu or Murazond, and I think that's just more foreshadowing going into Dragon Isles that we might see him fall into corruption.
I actually didn't think about that at all, but
Yeah.
that ooh. I could get down on this theory.
Yeah.
That'd be a good piece of writing right there.
Yeah.
Isn't Murazon like an anagram of Norse Normal?
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds
Ooh.
about right.
That just not.
And
That just
he
clicked.
he's an end time or like an end games. Ooh, actually.
He goes nuts trying to like find or save everything, I guess.
So his dying line is something like, "You know not what you have done, what I have seen. Amenthul." Then that's it. So the idea or concept is that he sees that the Titans, Amenthul, is not as benevolent as we were made to think, and the Titans are actually kind of selfish in their ways. So he sees that, like, oh, this is the true purpose. Like, these guys have imprisoned Azeroth to keep like power over spirit or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we know they're selfish. They didn't take the sword out yet.
They're unable to. They're all like recouping over in their seats.
Selfish bastards.
Yeah, that'd be interesting for sure. I think Dragonflight has a lot of potential. I say it's every expansion, but that's a lot of potential for story writing. We'll see. Maybe this time will be the time.
Maybe this time is the time you'll record it and it'll be fine.
The definition of insanity.
Doing the same thing over and over again and still expecting the same result. That's the close. We're done.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a good stopping point for the podcast on that, on the definition of insanity.
I'm
Anyone
not even gonna
else
talk about how sexy Nathanos is.
No.
Daryl,
Okay.
let's go.
I think in the book, Sylvanas says this is the ugliest human I've ever seen.
Nice try.
Let's go, Daryl. 1, 2, 3, go.
That's fine. We can talk about this in private, Chris.
Yeah, you guys get Nathanos, we get Alex Strasda.
Fair enough.
Can I join
No.
both?
Nope.
Damn.
You get me, Justin. You get me, Justin.
He didn't
That's
hear
it.
you.
Yeah, we go over Lygosa. Druid.
That troll friend. That troll friend. Okay, we're done.
All right. Was there any closing comments, advices?
I already said my closing statement.
Yeah, I don't know if I have any tidbits for anyone that's listening that I've learned throughout the week.
Come join us.
Yeah. Put a little promo there.
Be nice in your pugs.
Yeah, be nice. Thank you.
Do not forget to auction your BOEs and don't vendor them from Raid.
Oh yeah.
Definitely done that before, but
cheat your rolls.
Yeah, but all right. Well, without ado, I guess stay in tune for next week's episode to see how we tackle heroic and any other shenanigans I will think of for us to talk about. Blech.